chalice on the floor. He knew the words for lies and treason in 20 languages. He could tell them all how they'd been tricked. But he could not just wish the necklace away. Thasha was still looking over her shoulder, and even though half the blood in the milk was hers, Pazel knew what she was telling him. It has to happen. You know it does. Every other door is locked. He raised the chalice. The hot milk burned his tongue. He clenched his jaw and swallowed and passed the cup on. The priests resumed chanting. We drink to the great peace. We drink and become one family. We drink that our fates be mingled, never more to be unbound. Pazel slipped a hand into his pocket. A ribbon lay coiled there, blue silk, with words embroidered in a fine gold thread. Ye depart for a world unknown, and love alone shall keep thee. It was the blessing band, a gift from the crones who ran Thasha's old school back in Etherhorde. He was supposed to tie it to her wrist. Pazel imagined an old woman, bent, wrinkled, nearly blind, sewing those ornate letters by lamplight. One of thousands who had worked for this day, Treaty Day, the day 4 centuries of war would end. Outside the shrine, a multitude. Beyond the multitude, an island. Beyond the island, a world waiting, holding its breath. He looked at the faces around him, great lords and ladies of Alifros, rulers of lands, cities, kingdoms, waifs by candlelight. How had Hercule put it? Possessed by a dream, the dream of peace, of a world that could stop shedding its own blood. It was a good dream, but it would kill them. They were chasing it like sleepwalkers toward a cliff. There was a man at the back of the shrine who was making it all happen, a well-fed merchant with a soft, boyish face, an innocent face, almost amusing, until he looked at you with a certain intent and showed you the sorcerer inside, ancient, malicious, mad. His name was Arunis. Pazel could feel him watching, even now. But when he raised his eyes, he found himself looking instead at Thasha's father. The admiral sat stiff and grim, an old soldier who knew what duty meant, but the eyes that swept Pazel were beseeching. I have trusted you this far. How will you save my child? Pazel could not meet his gaze. You'd never understand, Admiral, and if you did, you'd try to stop us, and no one would be saved. Kings, peasants, enemies, friends. Arunis was marching them all toward that cliff, and over they'd go with their dreams and their children, their smiles and songs and memories, their histories, their gods. In short order, a year or 2 at the most, unless he let Thasha die. So Pazel stood, motionless, silently screaming, and the cup went from hand to hand. At last it returned to the red-robed priest, standing before Thasha and her groom. The priest cleared his throat and smiled. "Now, beloved prince," he said, "what would you avow?" The prince was gentle as he took Thasha's hand, but before he could speak she pulled it roughly away. There were gasps. The prince looked up in shock. "Your Highness, forgive me," she stammered. "I cannot wed you. This marriage is a The last word had no chance. Under her gown, the silver necklace moved like a snake, her face the color of a bruise. Pazel howled her name and leapt to catch her as she fell. Voices exploded around him, her father's and the priest's, and 300 more. Sorcery, get it off her. Cut it off. The girl's going to die. Hercule was beside him. Arunis was battling forward. The elder priest was waving a knife and shouting, "Betrayed! Betrayed! If she dies, the peace dies with her." Thasha kicked and flailed and arched her back in agony. But death was the answer, Pazel knew. Death was the one door left unlocked. And so he held her in the tightest grip of his life as the thousand